Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to speak, but your brain slowed down? You knew the words in your own language. You even knew some English. But when it was time to talk, nothing came out. The moment passed, and you felt nervous or embarrassed. I know this feeling very well. I faced it too. I studied grammar. I memorized words. I filled notebooks with rules. But when it was time to speak, I often froze. The real problem was not grammar. The real problem was not vocabulary. The real problem was that I was still thinking in my own language. So, let me ask another question. What if you could stop translating in your head? What if you could think directly in English, just like native speakers do? No more long pauses. No more losing confidence. No more silence when you want to speak. Today, I will show you how to do exactly that. And the best part is, the steps are very simple. You don't need to spend long hours with grammar books. You don't need to memorize boring word lists. You only need to train your brain in small ways each day. By the end of this lesson, you will already know how to switch your mind into English thinking mode. And once you start, speaking will feel more natural, faster, and smoother. So stay with me until the end. Each chapter will give you a clear step. These are the same steps that worked for me and for many students I have taught. If they can do it, you can too. Chapter 1. Why we struggle to think in English. Before we can fix the problem, we must see it clearly. Let me tell you why so many learners feel stuck when speaking. Many learners know English words. Many learners study grammar. They spend hours with books. They watch lessons. They pass tests. On paper they look good. But when they speak, it feels slow. Why does this happen? The answer is simple. Most people think in their own language first. Then they try to change it into English. This takes time. It makes the brain heavy. The words come out late. By then, the conversation has already moved forward. I know this feeling very well. When I was learning, I did the same thing. I heard a question. I first thought of the answer in my own language. Then I tried to change it into English. But when I opened my mouth, the words did not sound right. I felt nervous. I felt embarrassed. I often stayed quiet. This habit is very common. Many students told me, I know the words, but I cannot speak fast. I always smile because I understand. I was in the same place. I also felt stuck. Truth is, the brain cannot work fast when it translates every sentence. It is like running with heavy shoes. Each step feels slow. But when we train the brain to think directly in English, everything feels lighter. Sentences flow faster. Speaking feels natural. I want you to remember something. If you feel slow, it does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you cannot speak English. It only means your brain is still using the old method. And like any habit, it can be changed. I changed it. My students changed it. And you can change it too. The first step is to see the problem clearly. The problem is not you. The problem is the method. Once we fix the method, your English will feel much stronger. This is why the next steps are so important. They will show you how to train your brain to think in English. With practice, you will feel the difference. Bit by bit, speaking will not feel heavy. It will feel simple, and you will feel more confident every day. Step 1. Naming objects around you. Now that we understand the problem, we need to take the first step to solve it. The best way is to start small, with things we can see around us. The first step is very simple. I look around me. I see things. I say their names in English. For example, I look at my table. I say, "This is a table." I look at my chair. I say, "This is a chair." I look at my phone. I say, "This is a phone." I do this with many things. I see a window. I say, "Window." I see a cup. I say, "Cup." I see a pen. I say, "Pen." It looks easy, but it works very well. When I started, I did this every day. I walked into my room. I touched objects. I said their names. At first, it felt funny, but soon, it felt normal. Let us try together. I say, table. Repeat, table. Again, table. I say, chair. Repeat, chair. Again, chair. Now I say, phone. Repeat, phone. Again, phone. This simple habit trains the brain. Slowly, the brain connects objects to English words. No need to translate. When I see a chair, I think chair. Not the word in my old language. Just chair. At first, I used only one word. Then I added small phrases. I looked at the table and said, "This is a table." I looked at the door and said, "This is a door." I looked at my book and said, "This is my book." Let us practice together. I say, "This is a table." Repeat, "This is a table." I say, "This is a door." Repeat, "This is a door." I say, "This is my book." Repeat, "This is my book." When I practiced like this, my mind started to change. I no longer thought of the word in my old language. The picture and the English word are connected directly. This step is powerful because it is part of daily life. We are always surrounded by things. We always see objects. Each object is a chance to practice English. You do not need extra time. You do not need a special class. You only need to look around. Wherever you are, you can do it. At home, at work, outside. Everywhere there are things. Everywhere there is English to learn. I still remember one day. I was on a bus. I looked around. I saw a seat. I said quietly in my head, "Seat." I saw a window. I said, "Window." I saw a bag. I said, "Bag." That small bus ride became my practice class. If you do this every day, your brain will change. At first, you may think slowly, but with time, it will get faster. Soon, you will see something, and the English word will come to you directly. So start with step 1 today. Look around. Say the names of things. Repeat them. Connect them. This is the first step to thinking in English. It looks small, but it is very strong. Step 2. Using daily actions. We named the things around us. That was the first step. Now, it is time to go further. We will use the actions we do every day and turn them into English sentences. The second step is about actions. I use my daily routine. Every small action becomes a sentence in English. I wake up in the morning. I open my eyes. I say, I wake up. Repeat. I wake up. Again. I wake up. I sit on my bed. I say, I sit. Repeat. I sit. Again. I sit. I go to the bathroom. I say, I'm going to the bathroom. Repeat. I go to the bathroom. Again. I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth. I say, I brush my teeth. Repeat. I brush my teeth. Again. I brush my teeth. This is how I started. I took every small action. I said it in English, one by one, step by step. Let us try more. I wash my face. Say it with me. I wash my face. Repeat. Wash my face. I drink water. Say it with me. I drink water. Repeat. I drink water. I make tea. Say it with me. I make tea. Repeat. I make tea. When I practiced like this, I noticed a change. I did not have to think. In my old language first, I saw the action and the English words came to me directly. This step is very powerful. Why? Because we all do daily actions. We wake up, we eat, we walk, we work. These things happen every day. That means practice happens every day, too. At first, I spoke the sentences out loud. Later, when I was in public, I spoke them quietly, in my head. For example, I walked on the street and said in my head, I walk on the street. I carried a bag and said, I carry a bag. Each action gave me practice. Each action gave me a sentence. I want you to try this today. When you move, speak in English. When you eat, say, I eat. When you drink, say, I drink. When you sit, say, I sit. Every action can become English. You do not need a book. You do not need special time. Your day is your practice. When I made this a habit, my thinking changed. My day was full of English sentences. My brain started to use English without effort. So remember this. Every action is not just an action. Every action is also a chance to practice. Every action is a sentence. And the more sentences you say, the faster you will think in English. Step 3. Expanding to descriptions. Objects and actions are a strong start, but the next step takes it further. Now we move into adding details with simple descriptions. After naming objects and actions, I added more detail. I started to describe things. I used simple adjectives. I spoke about how I felt. For example, I looked at my chair. I said, the chair is soft. Repeat. The chair is soft. Again, the chair is soft. I picked up a cup of tea. I said, the tea is hot. Repeat. The tea is hot. Again, the tea is hot. I looked at the window. I said, the window is clean. Repeat. The window is clean. Again, the window is clean. At first, I used only easy words: soft, hard, hot, cold, big, small, clean, dirty, happy, sad, tired. I also described myself. I woke up and said, I feel tired. Repeat, I feel tired. Again, I feel tired. Later, after breakfast, I said, I feel full. Repeat, I feel full. Again, I feel full. When I finished work, I said, I feel happy. Repeat, I feel happy. Again, I feel happy. This step is important because it grows the sentences. Before, I only said, this is a chair. Now I can say, the chair is soft. Before I said, I drink tea. Now I can say, the tea is hot. The more I described, the more my brain worked in English. Slowly, I could think about details, not just names or actions. I remember one day, I was eating an apple. Before, I would only say, this is an apple. But now I said, the apple is red. The apple is sweet. The apple is fresh. My one sentence became 3 sentences. This made me feel good. I felt my English growing. I felt my mind using English more naturally. Let us practice together. I say, the bed is big. Repeat, the bed is big. Again, the bed is big. I say, the water is cold. Repeat, the water is cold. Again, the water is cold. I say, I feel sleepy. Repeat, I feel sleepy. Again, I feel sleepy. Descriptions help because they make the language alive. You are not only naming, you are talking about quality, about feeling, about condition. When I made this a habit, I noticed my English thoughts became longer. I was not only saying, I sit. I was saying, I sit on a soft chair. I was not only saying, I drink tea. I was saying, I drink hot tea. This change may look small, but it makes your brain work faster in English. It connects more words. It makes your sentences stronger. So remember this step. Do not stop at names. Do not stop at actions. Add a description. Add a feeling. Add a detail. Every chair can be soft or hard. Every drink can be hot or cold. Every moment can have a feeling. And every description helps you think more in English. Step 4. Practice with short stories. We used single words and short sentences before. Now, it is time to connect them so the brain can think in longer flows. After names, actions, and descriptions, I wanted to connect sentences. I started to use small stories, very short stories, simple and easy. For example, I say, I go to the store, I buy milk, I talk to the cashier. 3 short sentences, 1 small story. Let us repeat together. I go to the store. Repeat, I go to the store. Again, I go to the store. I buy milk. Repeat, I buy milk. Again, I buy milk. I talk to the cashier. Repeat, I talk to the cashier. Again, I talk to the cashier. This kind of practice helps the brain connect ideas, not only one sentence, many sentences, step by step, action after action. Here is another story. I wake up. I wash my face. I eat breakfast. I leave the house. Let us repeat. I wake up. Repeat. I wake up. I wash my face. Repeat. I wash my face. I eat breakfast. Repeat. I eat breakfast. I leave the house. Repeat. I leave the house. This is a story. It is very small, but it feels real. It is part of daily life. When I first tried this, I noticed a change. I was not only saying single lines, I was building a flow, a chain of sentences. One idea led to the next. My brain started to think in order, in English. I made many small stories like this. One about going to the market. One about cooking dinner. One about taking the bus. One about meeting a friend. All short, all simple. Here is another example. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the bus. The bus comes. I get on the bus. Let us repeat. I walk to the bus stop. Repeat. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the bus. Repeat. I wait for the bus. The bus comes. Repeat. The bus comes. I get on the bus. Repeat. I get on the bus. Do you see how natural it feels? Each sentence is easy, but together they make a story. Stories help because they connect language to real life. In real life, we do not only speak single words. We do not only speak of one action. We connect actions. We describe events. We tell what happened. By practicing with stories, I trained my brain to think in English for a longer time. Not just for one word. Not just for one line. But for many lines together. And this is important. Because in conversations, people speak. In stories, they talk about what they did. They talk about what happened. If you can think in small stories, you can join those conversations more easily. So remember this step. Do not stop at single actions. Put actions together. Make small stories. Keep them simple. Keep them short. But tell them in English. Every short story is a practice. Every short story makes your English flow. Step 5. Real conversations in mind. Short. Stories are good practice, but real life is full of dialogue. That is why the next step is to practice conversations, even if they start only in the mind. This step is to practice conversations, not real ones first. Only in my head. I make small dialogues. I speak both parts. I ask. I answer. For example, I walk into a cafe. I say in my head, "Good morning." The cashier answers, "Good morning. What would you like?" I say, "One coffee, please." The cashier says, "Sure. Anything else?" I say, "No, thank you." The cashier says, "Here is your coffee." I say, "Thank you." This is a simple conversation, but when I practice it, I feel ready for real life. Let us try it together. I say, "Good morning." Repeat, "Good morning." I say, "One coffee, please." Repeat, "One coffee, please." I say, "Thank you." Repeat, "Thank you." This is how I trained my mind. I created many small conversations in my head about shopping, about travel, about meeting friends. Here is another example. I meet a friend. I say, "Hi, how are you?" My friend says, "I'm good. How are you?" I say, "I'm fine. Thank you." My friend says, "Do you want to walk?" I say, "Yes, let's go." Repeat after me. Hi, how are you? Repeat. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Repeat. I'm fine, thank you. Yes, let's go. Repeat. Yes, let's go. These conversations are short, but they feel real. And that is the point. When I was a learner, I did this a lot. On the bus, I practiced a shop conversation in my head. At night, I practiced a travel conversation. This gave me two benefits. First, I used English words more often. Second, I felt more confident. When real conversations came, they did not shock me. I already practiced them in my mind. This step is very powerful. You do not need a partner. You do not need a class. You only need your own voice in your head. Let us do one more. At a restaurant, I say, "Hello, can I see the menu?" Waiter says, "Here you are." I say, "Thank you. Can I have rice and chicken, please?" Waiter says, "Sure. Would you like a drink?" I say, "Yes, water, please." Waiter says, "Okay. One rice, chicken, and water." I say, "Yes, thank you." Now repeat some lines with me. Hello, can I see the menu? Repeat. Hello, can I see the menu? Can I have rice and chicken, please? Repeat. Can I have rice and chicken, please? Yes, water, please. Repeat. Yes, water, please. This is how I keep my brain active in English. Short talks, simple talks, practice in my head. The more I did it, the more natural it became. And when real people spoke to me, I was ready. My mind has already been practiced. My words came faster. So remember this step. Do not wait for the real moment. Make the moment in your head. Speak to both sides. Play both roles. That is how conversations start to feel easy in English. Step 6. Emotional thinking. After practicing conversations, I realized something was missing. Words felt flat without feelings. That is why I started adding emotions. The next step is about feelings. Emotions are very important in language. They make English sound real. They make English feel alive. I remember one day. I wanted to speak, but I felt shy. I said quietly, "I am nervous." Repeat. I am nervous. Again. I am nervous. Another time I was waiting for a friend. I felt excited. I said, "I am excited." Repeat. I am excited. Again. I am excited. One evening, I was tired after work. I said, "I feel tired." Repeat. I feel tired. Again. I feel tired. These sentences are very simple, but they are powerful. Why? Because they connect English with how we feel inside. When I started to use emotions, my English changed. Before, I only said actions. I said, "I walk." I said, "I eat." I said, "I sit." But then I added feelings. I said, "I walk," and I feel happy. I said, "I eat," and I feel full. I said, "I sit," and I feel relaxed. Let us practice more. I am happy. Repeat. I am happy. I feel sad. Repeat. I feel sad. I am angry. Repeat. I am angry. I feel shy. Repeat. I feel shy. These words are short, but they are close to real life. Because in daily life, we often talk about how we feel. I remember a student who always stayed quiet. One day I asked, "Why are you quiet?" He answered, "Because I feel nervous." That simple line was the start of his English journey. From then on, he learned to share more feelings. When we connect emotions to English, the brain remembers better. Feelings are strong. They stay in our minds. So when we use English to speak about them, the language also stays. Here is a small story with feelings. I wake up. I feel sleepy. I drink coffee. I feel better. I meet my friend. I feel happy. We talk. I feel relaxed. Now repeat some lines with me. I feel sleepy. Repeat. I feel sleepy. I feel better. Repeat. I feel better. Feel relaxed. Repeat. I feel relaxed. This kind of practice is useful because in real conversations, people do not only share facts, they share feelings. If you can express your emotions, you can connect more. You can make your English sound more natural. So here is the key. Do not stop with objects. Do not stop with actions. Add emotions. Add feelings. Say what is inside you. When you are nervous, say, I am nervous. When you are happy, say, I am happy. When you are excited, say, I am excited. This step will make your English stronger, not only in words, but also in life. Step 7. Thinking in English at public places. Once emotions are connected to words, the next natural space is the outside world. Public places create new chances to think in English. The next step is to practice English outside. I train my mind when I am at the airport, in a restaurant, or waiting at a bus stop. Let me take you to the airport first. I arrive at the airport. I see the sign. I say, this is the airport. Repeat. This is the airport. I go to the counter. I say, I need a ticket. Repeat. I need a ticket. The staff says, can I see your passport? I answer, here is my passport. Repeat. Here is my passport. I walk to security. I say, I go through security. Repeat. I go through security. I wait at the gate. I say, I wait for my flight. Repeat. I wait for my flight. This is how I train at the airport. I connect every step with simple English. Now, let us move to a restaurant. I enter the place. I say, I walk into the restaurant. Repeat. I walk into the restaurant. Waiter comes. I say, can I have the menu, please? Repeat. Can I have the menu, please? The waiter gives it. I say, thank you. Repeat. Thank you. I choose food. I say, I want rice and chicken. Repeat. I want rice and chicken. Later I say, can I have the bill, please? Repeat. Can I have the bill, please? This way, a simple meal becomes practice. Now, let us go to the bus stop. I arrive there. I say, I wait at the bus stop. Repeat, I wait at the bus stop. The bus comes. I say, the bus is here. Repeat, the bus is here. I get on. I say, I get on the bus. Repeat, I get on the bus. I pay the driver. I say, here is the fare. Repeat, here is the fare. I sit down. I say, I sit on the bus. Repeat, I sit on the bus. These are very small lines, but they are real. They are part of life. When I started to practice in public places, my brain worked faster. Every sign, every sound, every person gave me a chance to think in English. The airport gave me travel words. The restaurant gave me food words. The bus stop gave me travel phrases. This is why this step is important. It connects English with the real world. It makes practice natural. You do not need to speak loudly. You can say it in your head. You can whisper. The key is to link each action with English words. So, next time you are outside, try it. At the airport, take the steps. At the restaurant, say the orders. At the bus stop, say the actions. Step 8. Quick response practice. After practicing in public places, the focus moves to speed. Quick answers train the mind to react without delay. The next step is about speed. Quick response practice. Fast answers. No long thinking. No translation. Someone says, hello. I answer fast. Hello. Repeat. Hello. Again. Hello. Someone says, how are you? I answer, I'm fine, thank you. Repeat, I'm fine, thank you. Again, I'm fine, thank you. This kind of practice is not about grammar. It is about fluency. Quick answers, short and clear. When I was learning, I made small drills for myself. I asked a question. I answered fast. I said, what's your name? My name is Sam. What's your job? I am a teacher. Where are you from? I am from here. Repeat with me. What's your name? Answer. My name is Sam. What's your job? Answer. I am a teacher. Where are you from? Answer. I am from here. I practiced like this again and again. Not to be perfect, only to be fast. Because in real life, speed is important. People do not wait forever. If I answer too slowly, I feel nervous. But if I answer fast, even with simple words, I feel confident. Here is another drill. Someone says, do you like coffee? I answer, yes, I like coffee. Someone says, are you busy? I answer, yes, I am busy. Someone says, do you understand? I answer, yes, I understand. Now repeat after me. Yes, I like coffee. Yes, I am busy. Yes, I understand. Later, I changed the answers. I practiced both yes and no. Do you like tea? No, I don't like tea. Are you tired? No, I'm not tired. Do you understand? No, I don't understand. Repeat with me. No, I don't like tea. No, I'm not tired. No, I don't understand. This step trains the brain for real talk. Quick question. Quick answer. No stress. No translation. I remember one time, a person asked me on the street, "What time is it?" I answered fast, "It's 5 o'clock." I felt so proud. Before, I would stop. I would think too long, but with practice, my words came faster. So here is my advice. Do not wait for real people only. Make your own quick drills. Ask yourself simple questions. Answer them fast. Repeat many times. Speed is more important than perfection at this step. Mistakes do not matter. Fluency matters. Confidence matters. If you do this daily, your brain will learn to respond faster. And soon, when someone speaks to you, the answer will come without delay. So remember this. Quick response practice is like exercise. Short, fast, daily. It makes your English strong and smooth. Step 9. No fear of mistakes. After building speed with quick responses, the focus turns to courage. Speaking freely means accepting mistakes as part of learning. Many learners are afraid. They do not want to speak because they think, "What if I say something wrong?" I used to feel the same. I was nervous. My hands would sweat. My voice was low. I thought, if I make a mistake, people will laugh. One time, I was in a shop. I wanted to ask for bread, but I said bed instead of bread. The shopkeeper smiled. I felt so embarrassed. I wanted to run away. But later I thought, again? Did he laugh at me? No. Did he understand? Yes. Did I get the bread? Yes. So, even with a mistake, I succeeded. That day taught me something. Mistakes are not the end. Mistakes are teachers. Let me repeat that for you. Mistakes are teachers. Again, mistakes are teachers. When you make a mistake, your brain learns faster. Your memory becomes strong. If you say the wrong word once, next time, you will remember the right word better. I started to see mistakes as signs of progress. More mistakes meant more practice. More practice meant better English. Here is another story. I once said, "He goes to school," instead of "he go to school." My friend corrected me. I felt a little shy, but I never forgot that goes. Again, one mistake fixed the grammar in my mind forever. So I say to my students, do not be silent. Speak. Make mistakes. Learn. Repeat this with me. I can make mistakes. Again, I can make mistakes. One more time. I can make mistakes. Because no one speaks perfect English all the time. Even native speakers make mistakes. They forget words. They correct themselves. It is normal. The difference is simple. Confident people keep talking. Fearful people stop. Which one do you want to be? I remember when I stopped worrying. I started to enjoy speaking more. My English grew faster. My fear became smaller. My confidence became bigger. So if you feel shy, think of me. Think of my mistake with bread. It was small, it was funny, but it helped me grow. Mistakes are not walls. Mistakes are doors. They let you move forward. They show you the way. So from now on, every time you make a mistake, say this in your head. This is good. I am learning. Confidence comes from action, not from waiting to be perfect. So do not wait. Speak now. Speak today. And let mistakes be your guide. Step 10. Building a habit of thinking in English. After removing the fear of mistakes, the focus moves to consistency. Regular habits turn English thinking into a natural part of daily life. So the next step is about habit. Thinking in English should not happen only sometimes. It should happen every day. Small actions, small steps, but done daily. When I was learning, I started with 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes each day. I told myself, now I will only think in English. At first, it felt strange, but slowly, it became natural. One way is self-talk. I talk to myself in English. For example, I wake up. I feel sleepy. I want tea. Repeat. I wake up. I feel sleepy. I want tea. Another way is journaling. I take a notebook. I write 1 or 2 sentences in English. Not long, not perfect, just daily writing. I went to the park today. The weather was good. Next day, I cooked rice. It tasted nice. Over time, these small sentences grew. From 2 lines to 5 lines. From 5 lines to a page. Writing became a habit. Repeat after me. Small steps every day. Again. Small steps every day. I also used habits in daily tasks. For example, when walking, I named what I saw in English. I see a car. I see a tree. I see a man. This became automatic. My mind started to think faster. Habits are powerful because they do not require a big effort. If you make English a habit, you do not fight with yourself. It becomes normal. At night, before sleeping, I used to review my day in English. I closed my eyes and thought, I woke up late. I went to class. I ate lunch with a friend. I felt happy. This was like a movie in my head, but with English words. These daily habits trained my brain. Soon, I did not need to force myself. English came by itself. The key is not time. The key is regularity. Even 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. So, my advice is, choose one small habit today. Self-talk, or journaling, or night review. Keep it simple. Keep it daily. Repeat this with me. Every day I practice. Again, every day I practice. I promise, if you keep this habit, you will see change. Your sentences will grow. Your confidence will rise. And thinking in English will not feel like work anymore. It will feel like part of your life. This is the power of habit. Small actions. Daily. They build a strong English mind. Step 11. immersing in an English environment. Once the habit is built, the next focus is on surroundings. The more English fills the environment, the faster the mind starts thinking in it. What we hear, what we see, what we repeat. When I was learning, I surrounded myself with English. I listened to English songs. I watched movies. I repeated lines. At first, I did not understand everything, but I kept listening. Slowly, my ears got used to the sounds. I remember one song. I heard the same line again and again. I did not know the meaning, but I sang it anyway. Later, I learned the meaning, and I smiled, because the words were already in my head. Movies helped me too. I watched simple ones. I listened carefully. Sometimes I repeated the dialogue. For example, "Hello, how are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." Repeat with me. "Hello, how are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." I also watched with subtitles, English subtitles. I read and listened. At the same time, it helped me connect sound and word. Repeat after me. Listen. Read. Repeat. Again. Listen. Read. Repeat. The more English I heard, the easier it became to think in English. The environment shaped my mind. I also changed small things. I set my phone to English. I set my apps to English. Every day, I saw English. Words, messages, settings, buttons. It was like free practice. One more habit. I talked to myself in English when walking outside. I said what I saw. The sky is blue. The car is fast. The shop is open. These small lines connected my environment with English words. Sometimes I even pretended. I was in the kitchen. I acted like I was on a cooking show. I spoke in English. Now I cut the onion. Now I add salt. It was fun. It made English alive. I also listened to podcasts, short ones, easy topics, 10 minutes a day, while cleaning or walking. My brain kept hearing English. The truth is simple. The more English I put around me, the more English I thought. So here is my advice. Create your English world. Change your phone. Listen to music. Watch movies. Repeat lines. Read signs in English. Repeat with me. English is all around me. Again, English is all around me. If you do this, your brain will start to prefer English. Thinking in English will not feel forced. It will feel natural. Environment shapes thinking. If your environment is full of English, your thoughts will also be in English. That is the secret of this step. Surround yourself with English every day, and soon English will surround your mind.